Bullish My neighbor Alice. Alice, cost forecasts range somewhere in the range of $7.66 and $16.67 by 2030. Market experts accept Alice could reach $7.66 by 2025. Bearish My neighbor Alice market cost expectation for 2022 is $1.36. My neighbor Alice. Alice, presentation. My neighbor Alice. Alice, is a special game in view of blockchain, in which members who are not crypto locals cooperate to fabricate, make, and play. A game presents blockchain components that are pleasant and open for gamers who know nothing about NFTs, non-fungible tokens. This article makes sense of what Alice is, the value of its token in the crypto market, basic and specialized examination, pointers for neighbor Alice market cost, normal exchanging value, neighbor Alice value expectations and normal conjecture cost. What is My neighbor Alice? Alice. By empowering gamers to associate, talk, and associate with different players and clients, My neighbor Alice further develops the total gaming experience. In this astounding game, players can assemble their symbols and associate with different players utilizing them to find out about Alice's environmental elements. Alice's environment's different virtual islands are parted into a few land plots. These plots are addressed by NFTs, which players can use to change the geology, assemble new fixes, and embellish their in-game properties. The game likewise has a plot that players progress through by finishing targets. Essential investigation of My neighbor Alice. Alice. My neighbor Alice is a superb idea as a result of its utilization cases. It requests to two unique crowds, DeFi devotees and gamers. The product used to construct its organization comprises of a multiplayer building game, NFTs and in-game resources in light of blockchains. Because of this explanation, My neighbor Alice contrasts from other metaverse networks like the Sandbox and games, like Decentraland. My neighbor Alice's group. My neighbor Alice was created by the gaming firm Prong Intuitive, propelled by titles like Minecraft and Creature Crossing. The game studio's chief is Anna Norvik. This game plans to acquaint blockchain with a huge number of gamers by means of entertaining stories and charming adaptation of decisions. My neighbor Alice worth. My neighbor Alice's mechanical abilities, use cases and highlights show its worth. These components distinguish the task's natural worth, its capability to turn into a well-known game and foster DeFi innovation and elements that lay out a permissionless loaning industry. The inborn worth of Alice isn't really comparable to the market's team because of the unpredictability of advanced monetary forms. Market developments and energy decide the worth of the My neighbor Alice digital currency. My neighbor Alice. Alice, current cost. My neighbor Alice is right now worth $1.70. Alice has moved 3.96% as of now with an exchanging volume of $31,831,309. My neighbor Alice is right now positioned 355 among all digital currencies with a market capitalization of $52,058,853. My neighbor Alice. Alice, value expectation 2022. My neighbor Alice, from certain perspectives, is one of the most astonishing digital forms of money to rise this year. Alice. The Alice cost estimate for 2022 expects a critical expansion in the year's final part, perhaps coming to $2.55. Likewise with other cryptographic forms of money, the ascent will be continuous, however no impressive drops are normal. Averaging $2.38 in cost is very aggressive, however it is attainable sooner rather than later given expected coordinated efforts and progressions. Alice is supposed to have a base worth of $2.04. My neighbor Alice. Alice, value expectation 2023. In 2023, My neighbor Alice cost expectation has a lot of space for extension. Because of the possible declarations of various new organizations and drives, we guess that the cost of Alice will before long outperform $4.25. Be that as it may, we ought to hold on to check whether the Alice's overall strength record emerges from the oversold zone prior to putting down any bullish wagers. Taking into account the market unpredictability, Alice will exchange with a base exchanging cost of $3.40 and a typical exchanging cost of $3.74. My neighbor Alice, Value Forecast 2024. In the event that the vertical pattern go on until 2024, it could reach $5.95 and Alice might benefit. In the event that the market encounters a decay, the objective may not be met. Alice is supposed to exchange at a typical cost of $5.44 and a low of $5.10 in 2024. My neighbor Alice, Value Forecast 2025. On the off chance that my neighbor Alice effectively supports market feeling among digital money lovers, the Alice coin cost could stay stable for the following 5 years. As per our projections, Alice will be green in 2025. The Alice is supposed to reach and outperform its record-breaking high in 2025. In 2025, the virtual cash will be valued at $7.66, with a base cost of $6.81 and a typical cost of $7.15. My neighbor Alice, Value Expectation 2026. After some broad determining and specialized investigation, we gauge the Alice cost is supposed to cross a normal value level of $8.85 by 2026, with a base cost of $8.51 anticipated before the year's end. Moreover, Alice has a greatest value worth of $9.36. My neighbor Alice, Value Expectation 2027. Because representing things to come, organizations that are supposed to occur by 2027, we are expecting that a bullish pattern will keep carrying the typical cost to around $10.55. On the off chance that Alice figures out how to break the safe level in 2027, we could see a most extreme cost of $11.06. Neglecting to accumulate the help Alice needs by 2027 could bring about a low of $10.21. My neighbor Alice, Value Expectation 2028. While Alice is endeavoring towards interoperability between organizations to hurry collaboration, the bullish pattern from the earlier year is supposed to proceed. So the base exchange cost has been set at $11.91 and a yearly cost close above $12.76 in 2028. My neighbor Alice, Value Forecast 2029. By 2029, my neighbor Alice will at long last outperform its past ATH values and record new cost levels. The base cost could be $13.61 and possibly arrive at a most extreme value worth of $14.